All right, ladies, let's get started. Just a little half hour, gentle morning stretch. So start sitting on your mat. And you can pin my video big in the corner if it helps you see better. I'll see if I've got my audio on loud enough. Can you hear me? Is it good for sound? Okay. All right, so on your mat, cross-legged, let's just begin by doing some nice big circles and breathing. So it's almost like your torso just gets to go round and round. Big inhales, big exhales. As your body turns through different sections, pulling in your hips, just let those hips have time to release and let go. Now, whichever direction you've been circling, allow yourself to change. Yeah. Good. And then uncross your legs and let the heels come out nice and wide in front of you. Inhale your arms up. Turn to face one leg and fold over the other one. Inhale up, turn the body, fold the other way. Breathe in, breathe out. There's a twist and a fold every time you exhale. And then let yourself come all the way back up. Your right knee can bend in. And when that right knee comes in, take the right hand back behind you and then just lift up onto the knee. Stretch big through the fingertips, through the heel, lifting the side body up and off the floor. One big breath and let yourself come down. Nice. Now take the extended left leg and just kick it back behind you. You've got, they call this deer pose with your legs like this. Sit up nice and tall and then just let your fingers reach forward. Couple of breaths, just softening yourself forward, feeling that stretch in your hips. Nice. Slide that back up again. Nice. Undo the legs. Take them wide. Inhale up. Exhale down to one side. Inhale up. Exhale to the other side. One more twist side bend on each side. Coming all the way up. This time it's your left foot that comes in. Right heel, left shin, left hand plants, and press yourself up. Big stretch through the side body. Reach the ribs, the waist, the hips up to the sky. Take deep breaths. And let yourself come down. When you come down, let that right leg now twist back behind you. Sit as tall as your body will let you and slide the fingers forward. And inhale, coming all the way up. Good. Roll over in your mat onto this hands and knees position. Hands down, knees down, cat and cow. Breathe. In and out through that cat-cow. And then release to a neutral position. Slide your left leg out beside you and then reach the hips back and lift them back up again. Reach the hips back and lift them back up again. Just feel yourself working into that tight hip again. That must be my theme today, hips. That feels good. Last one. And then change legs. That left knee can come in and the right one reaches out to the side. Same thing here. Just let yourself sink forward and back. Last one. And let that knee too sink in. So let your knees separate a little bit. Toes can touch behind you. And then the palms can walk one step further in front of you. Hips can sink back. They won't go all the way to the heels because your hands are so far forward, but just feel the stretch. Reaching the bum toward the heels, stretching through the fingertips. You can rest your head if you feel like it. And then come all the way up. So you might want to avoid this if you're protecting your low back today, but you could let the hips release to the floor, chest shine open, lift up, press back. So you're going to be really gentle with that. If you're watching your low back today, this back bend can be big. In which case you'll just go forward and back without bringing hips to the floor. Last one forward. Last one back. Squaring everything again, fingers press wide into the floor, back toes curl under. Downward dog. Take your time here. Let the hips sway. I'd like you to keep the knees really bent as you press the tailbone as far to the side as you can. Spend some time allowing your chest to sink through the shoulders. Spend some time feeling like the shoulders can pull away from the ears. As you paddle your heels, you'll begin to open up the backs of your legs. One heel at a time sinks down, feeling the stretch go all the way down the side body. Lift your eyes to your thumbs, then walk the feet forward to the hands. Spend some time just getting the feet settled into the floor. Let the head hang heavy. And as the head hangs heavy, your knees can be really bent. Really allowing the back body to release and relax here. Start to straighten the legs, bring the hands onto the shins, and then stretch the spine into a really long straight line. Pull the shoulders away from the ears, open across the collarbones. Feel the tailbone pulling in the exact opposite direction as the crown. Breathe, breathe. Exhale, let yourself fold forward again. Inhale with buoyant knees, hands to sky. Exhale, drop your hands down to the heart. Inhale, fingers to sky. Clasp hands, fold right. Inhale up to center, fold left. Breathing in. You guys even have my head. Up and down. Yeah. Back to center and let yourself have that deep forward fold again. Hands to shins. Nice long flat back. Plant hands. Step to your plank pose. And just hold plank. Feel like you push through the heels. You reach through the crown of your head. Lengthening and lifting the quads up into the bones of the legs. And then drop to your knees. Soften to the floor. Inhale, chest peels up, toes lift. Exhale, release. Make it small if you need to. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Last one. A little cobra. And down. Back toes curl under. Push to hands and knees. Press to downward dog. Notice if it feels different than the last time we landed here. Play in it. Take your time to find it. Find the deeply bent knees, the long straight spine before you begin to straighten your legs. Gaze to your thumbs. Bring your feet forward. Lift to a tabletop. Exhale and fold. Breathe in, hands to sky. As you exhale, bring hands down into the heart and step back with your right foot. Heel comes down into the ground and the left knee bends. Press that back heel down, reach through that front knee. Float the fingers right up to the sky. Breathe. Imagine that the fingers are just pulling towards the ceiling. Ever so gently, even as the shoulders reach down towards the hips. Good. Sweep hands down beside that back thigh. Press through the crown of your head, push through the heels. Breathe. Breathe. Beautiful. Inhale, sweep yourself all the way up and straighten the front leg. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Allow yourself to tip forward over that front leg, spine long, your tailbone lifting. Stretch through the crown of the head. Keep the back long and flat. As you fold down, you're just feeling the stretch sensation through that front leg. You can drop your hands, bring left hand to low back, and just begin to tip that left shoulder up. Yeah. Good work. Good work. And then drop fingers right back down to the shin. Inhale everything back up to the sky. Bend your knees. Step forward. Inhale, hands to sky. Exhale, drop them to your heart. Left foot steps back. Drop into the front knee. Push through the back heel, reach through that front knee. It feels like your hips and your shoulders are square to the front edge of your mat. Float those fingers up. Settle your shoulders down. Reach through the front knee, push into the back heel. Float the fingers high even as you drop the shoulders down. Breathe. Breathe. Beautiful. And then sweep the hands down as if the fingers want to point towards the back heel. The chest leans over the front thigh. The crown of your head reaches forward. Push down into the front foot. Stay active into the back heel. Breathe. Inhale, the fingers come all the way forward. They lift you back up. Straighten your front leg. Drop your hands to your heart. Lengthen and let yourself fold forward. Reach through the crown. Yeah. Beautiful. Your fingers are going to drop to that front shin. Right hand rolls into the low back. Right shoulder starts to rise. Nice twist through the spine. Drop the fingers back down to the front shin. Inhale and coming up. Exhale, your hands come down. Sink into that front knee. Step the back foot forward. Good. Inhale, hands to sky. Exhale for a nice flat forward bend. Hands to shins, long, flat back. Bend into your knees. Plant your hands. Move to plank. From plank pose, you can drop to your knees, or from your toes go down. You can repeat the cobra, or you can slide up into your up dog. Breathe. Toes curl. Downward dog. Spend 5 breaths here. Gaze up at the thumbs, bend your knees, bring the feet to the hands. Inhale to tabletop. Exhale, fold. Bring hands all the way up to the sky. Drop them to your heart. Good. And then just open your legs nice and wide. Inhale, the hands come all the way up to the sky. Sweeping them down to the heart center. Think of the spine being very flat. The tailbone starts to poke out behind you. Fold yourself forward. Fingers come down onto the floor. Head hangs off the end of your spine. You can allow hands to walk back in line with the toes. Perhaps you're going to just gently bend into one knee back and forth. And then straighten legs as best you can. Walk your hands right underneath your chest. Lengthen the spine. Fingers can go on floor or palm, and lift the left hand. Rotate it up to the sky. Breathe. One more breath. Left hand comes down. Right hand comes up to the sky. So good. Hands come down. Buoyant knees. Feet take your weight. Hands come to hips. Flat back rises. Your right toes point out. Your right knee bends. Shoulders roll down your back. Arms lift to warrior two. Breathe. Back hand falls to the back thigh. Front fingers open to the ceiling. Release back to warrior two. Big stretch through extended side angle. Front elbow lands on knee. Release to warrior two. So you're breathing in, exalted warrior. Breathing out, warrior two. Breathing in, extended side angle. Breathing out, warrior two. Smooth, fluid movement over the top body. Long, stable, strong movement, or strong stillness in the legs. Strength and foundation in the legs. How about those words? Yeah. All right, back to warrior two. We'll straighten the right leg, hands to hips. Shift your toes, both are forward, and then the left toes go out. We drop into the left knee. Shoulders roll down your back, arms open. Sink in, beautiful. Back fingers fall, fingers lift, back and open. Warrior two, exalted. Warrior two, extended side angle. Warrior two, exalted and extended side angle. Good. Bring everything back to warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Both sets of toes point forward. Hands clasp behind your back. Pull the thumbs down to the tailbone. Let the shoulders release down the back. Begin your forward fold, keeping your ribs away from your hips. So the belly feels long as you fold. Notice the first moment that you are inclined to sort of collapse into your belly and let the ribs drop towards the hips. Let that happen. And then allow thumbs to lift off the back. Breathe. Pulling those arms back and up behind you, letting the blood flow into the crown of your head. Beautiful. Thumbs press back down, lengthen the spine. You're halfway lifted, and then come all the way up with a flat back. So good. Heel step your feet together. Just a tree here. Left foot takes your weight. Right foot gets light. Steady your gaze. Peel off the toe, let the knee open to the side. The foot connects somewhere down that left leg inseam. Hands to heart. Or perhaps they're ready to rise. Nice. Hands to heart, knees, release. Other side. Right foot starts to take your weight. Left heel peels. Soften your shoulders and neck as you come off the toe. Open the knee. Decide where you'd like to plant your right foot. Sorry, your left foot on that inseam of the right leg. And then choose what arms suit your tree today. Release those hands down. Relax the foot to the floor. Nice work. Feet come together, hands on hips. Just imagine you're sliding your back down a wall so that the body stays upright but your knees bend. Take the thighs and imagine them gluing together. And then float those arms up. Drop the low back, like let any pressure from the low back just start to fall to the floor. The quads will work harder when you do that. Your hands could stay forward or you can lift them high. Just feel the juiciness burning in the legs, building strength, building energy. Let the soles of the feet soften into the floor can hold you. 3 breaths. Huge stretch all the way up to the sky, straighten everything. Exhale, nice forward fold, hands to shins. Inhale, long flat table back. Good, bend knees enough so that your hands can plant, step back to plank pose. From plank pose, let bum go to ceiling. Downward dog. We'll gently bring our right knee forward to the right wrist. Slide the left leg back behind you. You might stay right here. Perhaps you'll come up onto the tips of your fingers and you'll let the crown of your head float up to the sky. Hips sinking downward. Perhaps the hands will walk forward. You'll stack fists and rest forehead. Stay wherever you need to here. Do not push it. If this pose doesn't suit you, roll on your back and pull your right knee into your chest. Two more breaths. Hands walk up. Back toes curl under. Sweep into your downward dog. And then sway your hips, allowing blood flow to come back into the right leg. Take the left knee forward to the left wrist. Slide the right leg back behind you. Come up onto the tips of your fingers. Let the crown of your head float, reaching for the sky. Somewhere between this pose and forearms with stacked fists, Find what works best for you. Remember to roll on your back if this doesn't suit the joints. Nice. And walk those hands back up. Back toes curl under. Very last downward dog. You're here to let blood flow back into the left leg. And then to just feel how different this pose feels now compared to the beginning of our half hour. Settle into wherever you need to be, the knees as bent as they need to be. And just find a place of strength here. Underneath the strength, find your fluid breath, your ease. Drop to your knees. Touch your toes. Hips sink back. Fingers reach forward, forehead rests. From child's pose, 3 poses left. You're going to sit up, roll over onto your bum. Lift the chest, roll the shoulders down your back. Perhaps you're going to hang on to the backs of the thighs. Boat pose. You can touch one heel at a time if that's what your legs want you to do. You can also hold on to the legs if that feels better. Build a little bit of heat. Good work. Feet come down. Roll the spine onto the floor. Walk your heels right up into your bum. Press into the feet. Pretend the thighs are staying really close together and lift the hips. Press them to the ceiling, bring the chin close or the chest closer to the chin. You can press into your elbows here and push the fingertips like robot arms right up to the sky. Two breaths. Soften your back down to the floor. Draw your knees into the chest. You've got two choices here. You can crisscross the ankles and just hold on to the shins, or you can reach up and grab the inner arches, pulling the knees into the armpits. Either way, let yourself just rock on the back body. And then soften down. Your feet can hit the floor in tent. Your arms can open. Or perhaps the legs stretch straight and your hands close on your body. Feel your breath moving in, reaching to the distal points of your fingers and toes. Breathe in gratitude for your good start to your day, for the breath infused into your body. For the clear and focused brain that offers us. Deep breath, let your toes and fingers wiggle. Roll your wrists and ankles. Stretch your arms. Stretch your legs. Roll over to one side or come back up when you're ready. Namaste, fine people.